In January, we did my annual 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance program where we looked at one thing you could do each day. Well, we're back with the Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where we bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. In the chaotic world of 2025 and beyond, compliance will become even more important, and you staying on top of your game will help your company move forward. Now a word from the sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, Ethico.
If you're a compliance officer, middle managers are crucial in getting your programs from you to your frontline employees. But how do we activate those managers and get them on our side? Ethico's new Middle Manager Toolkit equips you with the skills needed to empower your managers, to promote a culture where ethical behavior thrives and employees feel empowered to speak up. Learn how to turn frontline managers into ethical leaders with our new white paper, Empowering Middle Managers as Ethics Champions. And did I mention you can get the whole toolkit for free? Head to ethico.com to download the full toolkit today.
Welcome to the Compliance Tip of the Day. In today's episode, we continue our exploration on how compliance can leverage agentic AI systems. You begin with understanding the potential. These systems do not simply respond to queries, they execute tasks, provide insights, and adapt to changing circumstances. So what are some of the key things or specific ways agentic AI systems can be applied to compliance functions? Well, number one, you can automate routine tasks, including repetitive and resource-intensive, which can lead to inefficiencies and bottlenecks. Second, you can enhance decision-making. Compliance often involves making decisions based upon a wide array of data, ranging from regulatory updates to internal audit findings. Agentic AI can enhance this process by providing real-time insights. 3, driving resiliency. In the second Trump administration, the regulatory environment is already evolving, and organizations must be able to adapt quickly. Agentic AI can help compliance teams stay ahead by monitoring regulatory changes to track and analyze updates and how they might apply. Also, you can manage the risks of autonomy through agentic AI. So what are the steps for your compliance team to adopt agentic AI? Number one, assess your current processes and identify compliance activities that are repetitive, time-consuming, or prone to error. 2, pilot AI applications. Before deploying AI across your compliance functions, start with a pilot project. 3, strengthen data governance. Agentic AI relies heavily on data, making strong data governance essential. 4, develop ethical guidelines. Work closely with cross-functional teams to establish ethical guidelines for AI use. And 5, provide training and support. You have to train your employees on the use going forward. Finally, establish a feedback loop for continuous monitoring and continuous improvement going forward. So what are the 3 key takeaways for today's episode? Well, this is going to sound very familiar to a compliance professional because it's the process you should use for any new tool, any new opportunity, and indeed any new risk. So, number 1, assess the risks, compliance risks to your organization. How could this help? And more importantly, how can it hurt and how can you manage that risk? 2, put together a risk management strategy and then train your employees on that risk management strategy so that when they are unleashed with a new tool or the product, they can go forward and use it safely and in compliance. And then 3, continuous monitoring leading to continuous oversight. Put monitoring in place to make sure that all your guardrails are met and nothing exceeds or is out of compliance with your own policies and procedures, and then update as appropriate. So this continuous feedback loop that we use in everything else works here. This is Tom Fox again. This new podcast, Compliance Tip of the Day, will appear daily. And frankly, it's one of the most requested topics for a podcast that I get on a regular basis. It's going to be short and sweet with one tip with some takeaways that you can utilize to implement into your compliance program. If you've got a question that you would like a tip on, please submit them through our website, and we will use them in an upcoming episode. The Compliance Tip of the Day is a production of the award-winning Compliance Podcast Network. Finally, this podcast contains promotional material.